Making the jump over to Sass can be an intimidating experience. At first, you'll hear about variables, mixins, extends, or other scary sounding things like functions and interpolation. Then there's the scariest of all the scaries, the command line. It's okay, I once felt the same way, but it doesn't have to be this way. If you're still not sure where to begin when converting CSS over to Sass, this is the place to start. I'm Gil, and in this course, we'll walk you through how to convert a simple website over to Sass, the most mature and most widely used CSS preprocessor out there. And we're going to work with a project that we're already familiar with. We'll take the Lake Tahoe website we built back in CSS Basics, convert it to a Sass project, then refactor the CSS using some of the most valuable features of Sass. But before we move on, let's do a quick refresher on Sass. So by now, we may know that Sass is a CSS preprocessor that extends CSS. And by preprocessor, I mean that it's a layer that sits between the Sass style sheets we write and the CSS file we serve to the browser. You see, browsers don't understand Sass syntax, so that syntax needs to be translated into plain CSS before the browser can actually read it. And that's what the Sass compiler does. It translates or compiles Sass to CSS. So now you may be thinking, why even bother switching over to Sass? What's wrong with plain old CSS? My workflow's fine. Why try to fix something that isn't broken? Well, on the surface, CSS may seem like an easy language to understand and work with. But the reality is CSS can be difficult to manage, and depending on the size of the project, it can be fragile, repetitive, and tedious to work with. Now, this isn't a roast on CSS. I still appreciate plain CSS and use it on certain projects. But Sass empowers stylesheet authors to write CSS the way it's meant to be written, clear, efficient, and easily maintainable. Once we have our project up and running with Sass, we'll see how Sass can totally change the way we write CSS and make our jobs as designers and developers a little easier. The goal of this course is to help clear up common misconceptions you may have about Sass and help you fit Sass into your front-end workflow. Hopefully, it'll make you feel more confident about writing Sass and get you excited about using Sass in future projects. Let's get to work.